everyone, welcome back to SwitchTop. I'm here with the top 20 RPGs you can play on Nintendo Switch right now. These games will give you dozens of hours of adventure, great stories, and fun gameplay. Whether you're new to RPGs or a longtime fan, this list has something for you. Let's jump right in. Pokémon Legends takes you back to ancient times, when people feared Pokémon and catching them was a new idea. You're part of a research team trying to create the first Pokédex by studying wild Pokémon in their natural homes. The big change here is that you can catch Pokémon without battling them first, just sneak up and throw your Pokéball. Combat is turn-based, but uses a speed system where faster Pokémon can attack multiple times. You'll explore large open areas filled with different Pokémon that act naturally, eating, sleeping, and roaming around. The crafting system lets you make your own Pokéballs and items from materials you find. While it looks simple, this game changed the Pokémon formula in ways that make exploring feel fresh and exciting again. Easy! Lacrimosa of Dana puts you in the shoes of Adel, a red-haired adventurer whose ship crashes on a cursed island. You wake up alone and must find other survivors while uncovering the island's dark secrets. The story jumps between Adel's survival adventure and dreams of Dana, a mysterious blue-haired girl from the island's past. Combat is fast and action-packed. You dodge, attack, and use special skills in real-time battles. Each party member has different weapon types that work better against certain enemies. You'll build a castaway village by rescuing survivors, and they'll help you with shops, quests, and new areas to explore. The island is full of monsters, ancient ruins, and hidden treasures. What makes this special is how the two storylines slowly connect, building to an epic conclusion about time, sacrifice, and saving the world.
Delicious.
The Legend of Heroes Trails to Azure continues the story of Lloyd and the Special Support section as they protect Crossbell City from political chaos and supernatural threats. This city-state is caught between two major powers trying to control it, while an ancient evil stirs beneath the surface. The turn-based combat uses a grid system where positioning matters. You can delay enemy turns, build up powerful combination attacks, and use the environment to your advantage. What sets this apart is the incredible world building and character development. Every NPC has their own ongoing story that changes as you progress. You'll investigate crimes, help citizens with problems, and slowly uncover a conspiracy that threatens everything. The dialogue is fantastic, and the relationships between characters feel real and meaningful. It's the middle part of a trilogy, but the story is so good you'll want to play all three games.
俺の番だな。行きます。そこ。任せるがいい。
Lunar Remastered Collection. This collection brings back two classic RPGs that help define the genre. The first game follows Alex, a young man who dreams of becoming a hero like his idol Dragon Master Dine. When his friend Luna is kidnapped by a mysterious magic emperor, Alex must gather allies and grow stronger to save her and the world. The second game is set 1,000 years later with new heroes facing a different threat. Both games use traditional turn-based combat with random encounters, but what makes them special is the presentation. These games have amazing animated cutscenes, full voice acting, and memorable music that brings the story to life. The characters are charming and funny with great dialogue that doesn't take itself too seriously. Combat is straightforward but satisfying, with magic spells and special attacks that look impressive. If you want to experience RPG history with modern polish, this collection is perfect. Fire Emblem Three Houses takes place at a military academy where you're a teacher choosing between three different student houses. Each house represents a different nation, and your choice determines which students you'll train and which path the story takes. The academy setting lets you build relationships with students through teaching, meals, and activities. Combat is tactical and turn-based on grid maps where positioning is everything. Permadeath means fallen units are gone forever unless you play on easier modes. The teaching system lets you train students students in different weapon types and magic, customizing their roles in battle. What makes this incredible is how the story branches into completely different wars depending on your house choice. Each path shows the same conflict from different perspectives, with former students becoming enemies. The characters are complex and well written, making every battle decision feel meaningful and emotional.
Weak. Luck wasn't with you.
Saw that coming.
Sea of Stars is a love letter to classic RPGs like Chrono Trigger, following two children chosen to become Solstice Warriors, heroes who can use sun and moon magic to fight evil. Valere and Zale must stop an alchemist from summoning world-ending monsters called Dwellers. The turn-based combat has a twist. You can time button presses to boost attacks or reduce damage, making every battle interactive. The puzzle platforming segments between battles add variety as you explore beautiful pixel art environments. Cooking meals gives you temporary bonuses, and you can swim, climb, and solve environmental puzzles. The story hits classic fantasy notes, but with fresh characters and emotional moments that feel genuine. The soundtrack is incredible, and the art style brings every location to life. It's nostalgic without feeling old-fashioned, proving that classic RPG design still works perfectly today. Suikoden 1 and 2 HD Remaster. These remasters bring back two of the best political RPGs ever made. The first game follows a young Imperial Guard who discovers corruption in his army and leads a rebellion with 108 unique allies. The second game continues with new characters facing a different war but connects to the first story. Both games feature massive casts where you can recruit 108 different characters, each with their own abilities and stories. Combat mixes traditional turn-based battles with large-scale army fights and one-on-one duels. The political stories are mature and complex, dealing with war, betrayal, and the cost of leadership. Base building lets you develop your rebel headquarters by recruiting specialists. What makes these special is how every character feels important, even minor ones. The HD Remaster adds quality of life improvements like faster loading and conversation logs while keeping the original charm. These games prove that RPGs can tell serious adult stories while still being fun to play. Shin Megami Tensei V Vengeance throws you into a post-apocalyptic Tokyo where demons roam freely and angels and devils fight for control. You're a high school student who fuses with a powerful being and must choose which faction to support in a war that will determine humanity's future. The press turn combat system rewards exploiting enemy weaknesses. Hit a weakness and get extra turns, but miss or hit a resistance and lose turns. Demon fusion is the core mechanic where you combine two demons to create stronger ones, inheriting skills and abilities. The exploration takes place in vast desert landscapes filled with hidden items, secret demons, and dangerous encounters. What makes this mature is the moral choices. None are clearly right or wrong, and each path leads to a drastically different ending. The Vengeance Edition adds a new storyline with additional characters and demons. It's challenging and requires strategy, but the demon collection and fusion system is incredibly addictive once you understand it. Kingdom Come Deliverance drops you into medieval Bohemia as Henry, a blacksmith's son whose village is destroyed by invading armies. You must survive in a realistic historical world where you're nobody special. No magic, no chosen one destiny, just a regular person trying to get revenge and find his place. The combat system is complex and skill-based, requiring timing and practice to master sword fighting, archery, and stealth. You need to eat, sleep, and maintain your equipment or face real consequences. The dialogue system lets you persuade, intimidate, or lie to NPCs, but your skills and reputation determine success. Quests often have multiple solutions and unexpected consequences. What makes this unique is the historical accuracy, real locations, authentic weapons and armor, and social systems that feel believable. You'll start weak and clumsy, but gradually become competent through practice and experience. It's not fantasy, but the realistic world and character growth make every small victory feel earned and meaningful.
Come on!
Unicorn Overlord is a tactical RPG masterpiece where you lead a liberation army to reclaim your kingdom from corrupt nobles. You play as a prince whose homeland was conquered, and now you must build an army of diverse allies to fight back. The combat combines real-time army movement with automated unit battles that you can customize through tactics and formations. You'll recruit dozens of unique characters, each with their own classes, abilities, and storylines. Between battles, you'll explore towns, gather information, and manage your growing resistance movement. The story deals with themes of justice, leadership, and the cost of war without being preachy. What sets this apart is the incredible depth, unit customization, multiple story paths, meaningful choices, and battles that require real strategy. The art style is gorgeous, and the music creates an epic atmosphere. Every system works together perfectly, from recruiting allies to planning attacks to managing resources. It's the kind of game that makes you feel like a real military commander leading a righteous cause.
Brace yourself!
Does this suit you?
Witness the royal blade!
Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition takes place on an alien planet called Mira, where humanity crash-landed after Earth was destroyed. You create your own character and join Blade, an organization exploring this dangerous new world while searching for other human survivors. The combat mixes real-time movement with cooldown-based abilities called arts that you trigger manually. You can switch between melee and ranged weapons and later pilot giant mechs called skells that completely change how you fight and explore. The world is massive, with 5 different continents, each with unique creatures, weather, and landscapes to discover. You'll complete story missions to uncover the mystery of what happened to Earth while taking on side quests that develop the characters around you. What makes this special is the sense of exploration and discovery. You're truly on an alien world with bizarre creatures and stunning environments that feel nothing like Earth.
Open fire! Follow me!
Target in sight! Shadow strike!
Assault hammer!
Nice! Move in and do some damage!
Flame grenade!
NieR Automata follows androids 2B and 9S as they fight a proxy war against machines on a post-apocalyptic Earth where humans have fled to the moon. What starts as a simple mission to destroy machine life forms becomes a complex story about consciousness, identity, and what it means to be alive. The combat is fast-paced action with light and heavy attacks, dodging, and ranged shooting that flows smoothly between different styles. You'll hack into enemies as 9S, switching to a top-down shooter minigame, while 2B focuses on melee combat with various weapon types. The game has multiple endings that require several playthroughs, but each one shows the story from different perspectives and adds new gameplay elements. Side quests often have philosophical themes and surprising emotional depth. What makes this unforgettable is how it uses gameplay mechanics to reinforce its themes about memory, sacrifice, and the cycle of violence. Dragon Quest XI's follows the Luminary, a young man who discovers he's the reincarnation of a legendary hero, destined to save the world from an ancient evil called the Dark One. The story takes you across a colorful world filled with classic fantasy locations, from peaceful villages to dangerous dungeons and monster-filled wilderness. Combat is traditional turn-based, where you select actions for your party members, but you can move around freely during battles for better positioning. The PEP system lets characters enter powered-up states that unlock special combination attacks when multiple party members are pepped up simultaneously. You'll craft equipment, ride monsters as mounts, and complete side quests that flesh out the world and characters. The Switch version adds voice acting, new story content, and the ability to play in classic 2D mode that looks like the older games. It's a perfect entry point for newcomers while giving series fans exactly what they love about Dragon Quest.
Get him! Go on! You can do it!
Paper Mario follows Mario as he searches for Princess Peach and 7 crystal stars to open the mysterious 1,000-year door before an ancient demon can escape its prison. The paper-thin Mario can fold into different shapes to solve puzzles, turn sideways to slip through cracks, roll into a tube to fit through pipes, or fold into a paper airplane to cross gaps. Combat is turn-based but requires timing button presses to maximize damage or reduce incoming attacks, making every battle interactive and engaging. Each chapter takes you to a completely different location with unique characters and storylines that connect to the main plot. Your partners like Goombella and Koops have their own abilities both in battle and for exploration, and they develop personalities through excellent dialogue and character moments. The writing is funny and clever, with memorable characters and situations that parody classic RPG tropes while telling a genuinely engaging story about friendship and heroism. Octopath Traveler tells 8 separate stories about different heroes, each with their own motivations and goals, from a dancer seeking revenge to a scholar uncovering forbidden knowledge. The HD 2D art style combines 16-bit sprites with modern lighting and effects, creating a unique visual experience that feels both nostalgic and fresh. Combat uses a boost system where you accumulate points each turn that can be spent to power up attacks or use them multiple times in a row. Each character has path actions that let them interact with NPCs differently. Some can challenge people to fights, others can steal items or gather information. The job system lets you mix and match abilities between characters, creating powerful combinations and custom builds. Boss battles require strategy as you break enemy defenses before unleashing powerful attacks during their vulnerable state. While the 8 stories don't interconnect much, each one is well written with excellent voice acting and explores mature themes like corruption, family, and redemption.
I'll do my best.
Lessen my air up.
Xenoblade Chronicles 3 brings together the worlds of the first 2 games as 2 nations fight an endless war where soldiers live only 10 years before dying in battle. You play as Noah and Mio, soldiers from opposing sides who discover they can fuse together with their friends into powerful Ouroboros forms. The real-time combat system lets you control one character while AI handles the others, using arts with cooldown timers and building up to powerful chain attacks. The class system lets any character learn abilities from different roles, attacker, defender, or healer, creating flexible party builds. You'll explore massive environments filled with side quests that develop the world and characters while slowly uncovering the truth behind the endless war. The story deals with heavy themes about the meaning of life, memory, and breaking cycles of violence, but balances this with moments of hope and friendship. What makes this special is how it concludes storylines from previous games while telling a complete emotional story about finding purpose in a seemingly hopeless world. Persona 5 Royal puts you in the role of a high school student who gains the power to enter people's distorted desires and steal their corrupt hearts. During the day, you attend classes, build relationships, and manage your time like a life simulation. At night, you explore elaborate palaces, mental dungeons representing twisted adults who abuse their power. Combat is turn-based with a focus on exploiting enemy weaknesses to gain extra turns and perform devastating all-out attacks with your team. The Persona system lets you collect and fuse hundreds of mythological creatures, each with different abilities and resistances. What makes this incredible is how the social simulation and dungeon crawling support each other. Stronger relationships unlock better combat abilities, while your adventures as the Phantom Thieves drive the compelling story about fighting injustice and corruption in modern society. The stylish presentation, fantastic music, and mature themes about abuse of power make this one of the best JRPGs ever made. Skyrim drops you into a fantasy world as the Dragonborn, a person with the power to absorb dragon souls and use their ancient shouts as magical abilities. The main story follows your quest to stop Alduin, a dragon prophesied to destroy the world, but you're free to ignore it and explore however you want. The first-person combat lets you dual-wield weapons, cast magic spells, or use bows and arrows with real-time aiming and blocking. You can join different guilds like the Thieves, Assassins, or Mages, each with their own storylines and rewards. The leveling system improves skills through use, swing swords to get better at one-handed weapons, cast spells to improve magic schools, or sneak around to become a better thief. With hundreds of dungeons, towns, and secrets scattered across the massive world, you can easily spend hundreds of hours exploring. The modding support adds even more content and ways to customize your experience. It's the ultimate fantasy sandbox where you can be whoever you want and play however you like. Fantasy life follows a girl who can steal time from objects and people, using this power to solve mysteries and help others in a charming fantasy world. The game combines life simulation with RPG elements as you choose from different life classes like Paladin, Wizard, or Cook, each with unique abilities and storyline. You can switch between classes freely and level them all up, creating a character with diverse skills and options. The time-stealing mechanic adds puzzle elements where you can reverse damage, restore broken objects, or see past events to gather clues. Combat is real-time action with different weapons and magic spells depending on your chosen life, while crafting lets you create equipment, food, and items to help on your adventures. The world is filled with NPCs who have their own daily routines and problems you can help solve. What makes this special is how it blends cozy life sim elements with fantasy adventure, creating a relaxing but engaging experience where every activity feels meaningful and rewarding. Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma takes the beloved farming and adventure formula to a Japanese-inspired setting where you play as an outsider who arrives in a village plagued by mysterious disasters. You'll farm crops, raise monsters, and build relationships with villagers while exploring dangerous dungeons filled with powerful enemies and ancient secrets. The real-time combat system lets you use farming tools as weapons alongside traditional swords and magic, creating unique tactical options. Monster taming allows you to befriend creatures and have them help with farm work or fight alongside you in battle. The relationship system lets you build friendships and even marry eligible villagers, each with their own personality and storylines. Seasonal festivals and events bring the community together while you slowly uncover the truth behind the village's troubles. What puts this at number one is how perfectly it balances all its elements. Farming feels rewarding, combat is engaging, relationships are meaningful, and the mystery keeps you invested. It's the ultimate cozy RPG that respects your time while offering endless activities and genuine emotional connections with its character.
Monsters to their human forms. As you settle into village life, get to know the community around you. And
that's our top 20 RPGs on Nintendo Switch. These games offer hundreds of hours of adventures, from epic sci-fi stories to cozy village life. Each one brings something different to the table, so there's definitely something here for every RPG fan. What's your favorite RPG on Switch? Did I miss any games you think should have made the list? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more Nintendo Switch content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.